the savior of mankind. Q. Where is Makkah situated? ANS. Makkah is situated in Saudi Arabia. It is about 50 miles from the Red Sea. Q. What type of competition was held at UCAS? ANS. A poetical competition was held at UCAS. Q. What was the mission of the Rasul? ANS. The mission of the Rasul was to preach the message of Allah. Q. Why did the pagan Arabs send a delegation to the Rasul's uncle? ANS. The pagan Arabs sent a delegation to the Rasul's uncle to restrain the Rasul from preaching Allah's message. What type of land Arabia is? ANS. Arabia is a land of unparalleled charm and beauty. Beauty, with its trackless deserts of sand dunes in the dazzling rays of a tropical sun. Q. Where is Makkah situated? ANS. Makkah is situated about 50 miles from the Red Sea. Q. What type of competition was held at UCAS? ANS. Every year a fair was held for poetical competitions at UCAS. Q. Why was the Holy Quran sent in Arabic? ANS. The Holy Quran was sent in Arabic because the Arabs had a great love for their national language, Arabic. Q. For which ability were the Arabs famous? ANS. The Arabs possessed a remarkable memory and were eloquent people. Q. What was the condition of mankind before the Holy Prophet saw? ANS. Mankind stood on the verge of chaos before the Prophet. Q. Why did the Holy Prophet saw stay in the cave of Hira? ANS. In the cave of Hira, Saw used to retire with food and water and spend days and weeks in of Allah Almighty. Q. What was the first revelation? ANS. It was, read in the name of thy Lord who created man from a clot of congealed blood. Read, and thy Lord is most bountiful, who taught the use of the pen, taught man that which he knew not. Qn 96:1-5. Q. Why did the pagan Arabs threaten the Holy Prophet's uncle? ANS. They were in power and threatened the Holy Prophet's uncle, Abu Talib, to restrain the Holy Prophet from preaching Allah Almighty's message or face their enmity. Q. What did Hazrat Aisha R.A. say about the life of the Holy Prophet ANS. Hazrat Aisha R.A. said, his morals and character are an embodiment of the Holy Quran. Lesson number 2. Patriotism 1. How will you define patriotism? ANS. Patriotism means love for the motherland or devotion to one's country. 2. What are the qualities of a patriot? ANS. A patriot loves his country and is willing to sacrifice when the need arises. 3. What is the highest military award of Pakistan? ANS. Nishani-Hyder is the highest military award given to great patriots who lay down their lives for the country. 4. As a citizen of Pakistan, what are your duties towards your country? ANS. We should work hard and do our duties honestly. We should get ready to give any sacrifice for the honor and dignity of our country. 5. What makes us stay alert in the wake of foreign invasion? ANS. The spirit of patriotism makes us stay alert in the wake of foreign invasion. Lesson number 3. Media and its impact. 1. What is the most important function that the media performs? ANS. The most important function of the media is that it gives us news information. 2. What are the two major means of communication? ANS. The two major means of communication are print media and electronic media. 3. What type of information does media provide? ANS. Media provides all types of information, particularly news. 4. How does media provide entertainment? ANS. Media entertains us with films, dramas, stage shows, music shows, and comedies. 5. What happens when media is allowed to play its role unchecked? ANS. Media misleads the masses when it is allowed to play its role unchecked. Lesson number 4. Hazrat Asma R.A. 1. Who were the emigrants and where did they migrate to? ANS. The Holy Prophet saw, and his companion, Hazrat Abu Bakr, R.A., were the emigrants. They migrated to Medina from Mecca. 2. What title was given to Hazrat Asma, R.A., by the Holy Prophet, saw? ANS. She was given the title of Zatun Natakin by the Holy Prophet, saw. 3. Why was Abu Jahl furious? ANS. Hazrat Asma, R.A., did not answer Abu Jahl's question. Rather, she asked him how she could know about her father. This made Abu Jahl furious. 24. What happened when Abu Jahl asked about Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, R.A.? ANS. Abu Jahl asked Hazrat Asma about her father. She replied how she could know about him. At this, Abu Jahl got angry and gave her a hard slap. 5. Why was Abu Quafa, R.A., worried? ANS. Abu Quafa, R.A., was worried because he thought that his son, Hazrat Abu Bakr, R.A., had taken all the wealth with him. 6. How did Hazrat Asma, R.A., console her grandfather? ANS. The grandfather was blind. She made him place his hand on the pebbles covered with a piece of cloth. He thought that they were jewels. In this way, she consoled her grandfather. 7. Who was Hazrat Abdullah bin Zubayr? ANS. He was the son of Hazrat Asma, R.A., and Hazrat Zubayr bin Al-Awwam, R.A. 8. Which incident in the story showed Hazrat Asma's, R.A., love and respect for the Holy Prophet, saw? ANS. She got punished by Abu Jahl but did not give him any clue about the Holy Prophet, saw. During the night, she conveyed food to the Holy Prophet, saw, at the risk of her own life. This shows her love and respect for the Holy Prophet. 9. Which incident in the story tells about the generosity of Hazrat Asma, R.A.? ANS. Hazrat Asma, R.A., inherited a garden. She sold it and gave away all the money to the poor and the needy. This event shows her generosity. 10. What message do you get from the life of Hazrat Asma, R.A.? ANS. Hazrat Asma's, R.A., life gives us the message of generosity, bravery, and sacrifice. Lesson number 5. Daffodils 1. What does the comparison suggest about the daffodils? ANS. The comparison of daffodils with dancing waves enhances the beauty of daffodils. 2. How does the poet feel in the company of daffodils? ANS. The poet feels very happy in the company of daffodils. 3. What is the central idea of the poem? ANS. The central idea of the poem is a tribute to nature and its manifestations in all its glory. 4. What do the daffodils represent in the poem? ANS. Daffodils represent the beauty of nature in the poem. 5. What wealth do memories of the scene give to the poet? ANS. The memories of the scene give pleasure, and pleasure to the poet. 6. List the words that heighten the sound effect in the poem. ANS. These words are 1. Trees, breeze 2. Glance, dance 3. The thought brought 4. Fill, daffodils 5. Shine, line 6. Mood, solitude, and 7. Cloud, crowd. 7. How has the poet heightened the impact of the poem by using figurative language? ANS. The poet has heightened the impact of the poem by using figurative language as lonely as clouds, fluttering, dancing in the breeze, and bliss of solitude. Lesson number 6. The Quaid's Vision and Pakistan 1. How much confidence did Quaid-e-Azam has in his nation? ANS. The Quaid had great confidence in his nation. He knew that his people were made of sterling material. 2. What was Quaid's concept of our nation? ANS. The Quaid said that they were a nation with a distinctive culture and culture. He said that they had their own distinctive outlook on life. 3. What was the ideology of Pakistan in view of Quaid-e-Azam? ANS. The ideology of the Quaid was based on the fundamental principle that they were an independent nation and could not be merged with any other nation. 4. What can be the possible solution to our present problems? ANS. We should forget our differences. We must work as a united nation. In this way, we can solve our problems. 5. How can we become a strong nation? ANS. We can become a strong nation by acting upon the golden rules and principles given to us by our Quaid, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Lesson number 7. Sultan Ahmed Mosque. 1. Why Sultan Ahmed Mosque is also known as Blue Mosque? ANS. As blue tiles decorate the interior of the mosque, it is also known as the Blue Mosque. 2. Who was appointed as the architect of the mosque? ANS. The royal architect, Saidifkar Mehmed Aga, was appointed as the architect of the mosque. 3. Who constructed Mosque Sophia? ANS. The Hagia Sophia was built as a church by Justinian the Great between 532 and 537. On the 29th of May 1453, the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Mehmet II, conquered Constantinople and changed the church into a mosque and modified its structure somewhat. 4. Why was a heavy iron chain hung at the entrance of the court? ANS. A heavy iron chain was hung at the upper part of a door from where the king was to enter the mosque. The king had to bow down his head to avoid the hit of the chain. It was a symbol by which the king showed his humbleness to Allah. 5. How does the interior of the mosque look? ANS. The lower interior of the mosque is lined with more than 20,000 ceramic tiles in more than 50 designs. The gallery is decorated with the designs of flowers, fruits, and cypresses. The upper level of the interior is painted blue. The floors are covered with carpets. The whole interior looks beautiful. Lesson number 8. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. 1. Who is the speaker in the poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening? ANS. A horse rider is the speaker of the poem. 2. Whom does the speaker refer to in the first stanza of the poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening? ANS. The speaker refers to the owner of the woods. 3. Why does the speaker stop on the darkest evening of the year? ANS. The poet is attracted to the light wind and soft snow. He enjoys the scene very much. Therefore, he stops there. 4. Why does the horse impatiently await the next move of his master? ANS. The horse wonders why his rider has stopped near a deep dark woodland at night. He fears that they might suffer something wrong. Therefore, he is waiting impatiently for the next move of his master. 5. The speaker in the poem is captivated by the beauty of nature. Why doesn't he stop for long to enjoy nature's beauty? ANS. The speaker wants to stop and enjoy the soothing scene. However, the pull of social obligations compels him to move onward. Lesson number 9. All in, not lost. 1. What is an ICU in a hospital? ANS. An intensive care unit, ICU, is a special unit within a hospital where those patients are treated who are critically ill. The trained staff of the hospital takes care of such patients round the clock. 2. Why did the nurse ask Hira's sister to come and talk to her? ANS. The nurse asked Hira's sister to come and talk to her sister. She thought that Hira's brain might work on her sister's voice. 3. Why did the nurse disagree with the doctor's point of view? ANS. The nurse disagreed with the doctor's point of view because she thought that it was not logical. 4. Describe some qualities of the nurse in the story. ANS. The nurse is kind, caring, dutiful, and committed to her profession. 5. Why did the nurse say, "Where there is a will there is a way"? ANS. The nurse reached her seemingly impossible goal. Thus, she uttered the phrase. The phrase means that the unyielding people are bound to succeed. Lesson number 10. Drug Addiction 1. Are drug addicts aware of the dangers of drugs? ANS. Drug addicts are usually aware of the dangers of drugs, but they are helpless as they are totally dependent on drugs. 2. What are the effects of drug addiction? ANS. Drug addiction causes health, social, and financial problems. 3. Which environmental factors are responsible for drug addiction? ANS. Environmental factors are those factors that are found in the surroundings. Bad company, drug pushers, and domestic problems are the major environmental factors that are responsible for drug addiction. 4. What treatment is available at rehabilitation centers for drug victims? ANS. Complete medical support and guidance are available at the rehabilitation centers for drug addicts. 5. Why do you understand by the term counseling? ANS. The term counseling means taking advice. It conveys the sense that the patient should seek the doctor's advice regularly. 6. What are the causes of drug addiction? ANS. Genetic factors, home conditions, psychological issues, social circumstances, and bad fellows cause drug addiction. 7. What important role do rehabilitation centers play to control drug addiction? ANS. Rehabilitation centers cure drug addicts. They keep an eye on the victims and guide them properly. 8. What is the role of counseling in preventing drug addiction? ANS. Counseling is very important for the treatment of drug addicts. It should be continued even after the patient is cured. It proves the patient's return to the disease again. 9. Why do families feel reluctant to take drug victims to drug rehabilitation centers? ANS. Drug addicts cause disgrace to their families. Therefore, the families do not take the drug victims to rehabilitation centers. They fear that people might know about them. 10. What are the responsibilities of the families to ensure the complete recovery of such patients? ANS. They should take the drug victims to rehabilitation centers. Then after their recovery, they should keep an eye on them. They should also continue to seek the doctor's advice in this regard. Lesson number 11. Noise in the environment. 1. How do you define noise pollution? ANS. The noise that disrupts the normal functioning of life is referred to as noise pollution. 2. How is transport a source of noise pollution? ANS. Noise-producing vehicles and the sounds of horns make transport a source of noise pollution. 3. How is construction work a cause of noise pollution? ANS. The transport of heavy vehicles and the sounds of drilling and boring at construction sites cause noise pollution. 4. How is the use of technology causing noise pollution? ANS. Music players, TV, electricity generators, cell phones, and other such equipment of technology cause noise pollution. 5. Why is noise dangerous for human health? ANS. Noise leaves a hazardous impact on human health. It causes restlessness, hypertension, stress, hearing loss, aggression, depression, and sleeplessness. Lesson number 12. 3 days to see. 1. How was Helen Keller? ANS. Helen Keller was an American lady. She became deaf and blind at the age of 19 months. She was the first blind lady who got the degree of Bachelor of Arts. 2. What makes you feel that the author is sad and depressed? ANS. Her deepest wish for sight makes her look sad and deprived. 3. How do you get the impression that Helen Keller was a great admirer of nature? ANS. Helen Keller feels the delicacy of leaves and flowers. She feels cool water flowing through her open fingers. She feels the quiver of a bird. All this shows that Helen Keller is a great admirer of nature. 4. People who are deprived of sight are not devoid of imagination. Discuss. ANS. People who are blind are more imaginative than those who can see. Helen Keller is such an example. She notices things by mere touch and imagines their beauty. 5. Why has Helen Keller no time to waste on longings? ANS. Helen Keller has only one day more to see. Thus, she does not want to waste even a fraction of a second in longings only. These Class 9 English questions and answers notes are also available in one PDF file. If want its PDF file, click the download given at the end of this post.